Hello everyone, and welcome to Trine. We have myself, Super Hobbit 89, joined by...
Bloodbird 1!
And we are playing Trine. This is an excellent game by Frozen Byte, a developer that kind of came out of nowhere with this game. Bloodbird, have you actually played this bad boy before?
No, but I've seen the name of it, and I've heard of people having played it, and I am looking at a title screen now.
Ah, well, you are in good shape then, to start things off on a high note.
Looking at these side videos, though, it looks very colorful.
It is a very colorful game. This game came out like in 2008, 2009, something like that. And honestly, for its time, it being for like a super indie game, like I said, this developer kind of came out of nowhere when they made this game. But yeah, it's really well made. It looks freaking gorgeous, and I mean, it plays super well. Gonna start off with
change those options, baby.
Yeah,
Come on.
Setting it to hard just because I gotta keep things.
Change some of those options. That's getting me hot.
Oh, you have an interesting definition of hot, then.
I like it when people change the difficulty settings. Are you gonna make it harder? You want to make it harder?
Not very hard. That's a little bit too much.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a kingdom was prospering.
I mean,
But peace
you realize
could
that
only last so long.
There's an actual narrator in the game doing this.
The old king died with no descendant to the throne. The kingdom fell into chaos.
I can't hear that guy.
Lust for power blinded warriors and wizards alike. New kings emerged only to fall the next day. But the madness of men would not be overshadowed by a far greater evil. The magic that once gave life and good fortune had transformed into something sinister. One by one, grave by grave, the dead began to rise, feeding off the energy that grew stronger with each passing night. Fear spread throughout the kingdom, and it was soon abandoned. But something was about to happen that would change the course of history!
Oh, what could it be?
So I'm just gonna warn you right now. There's a ton of voiceover sections in this game like this. So I mean,
we're getting in the first one.
We could be here all day if we did every single voice clip. Because
we're doing this one.
There is a good amount of dialogue. So I'm just warning you.
That's all right.
Most of it is actually like dialogue in between the characters, because as we'll see in the not so distant future, it actually does kind of show it right there. You can see it on the little map, the 3 individual characters that we'll be seeing shortly.
Is that your sexy self?
This is not my sexy self. This is actually the thief in the game. My sexy self, let's be honest, the game can't handle my shit. But yes, this is the thief. She's got this sweet-ass grappling hook, which is super duper useful in all sorts of situations.
It's a tutorial.
It's kind of like an intro level.
Are you playing or is it self-playing?
No, this is totally me. I mean, not right now as I'm saying this, but yes, this was recorded footage by me.
How did you record and upload and render and have me watch simultaneously as you were playing? You're magical.
That would be impressive. Are you a wizard? Which we'll be seeing shortly anyway. But yes, like we said, grappling hook and bow and arrow. So the thief is actually quite versatile. I would say she's the one that probably gets the most screen time out of the 3 characters. If not just because that...
You don't, like, move boxes in this game, do you?
Totally. Lots of boxes. Well, not lots, but a good amount of boxes.
Maybe I have seen this game.
I would imagine you probably have.
I think I saw Screw Attack play it.
Mm-hmm. And there is a second one as well. I actually haven't played the second one yet.
Oh, I want a single piece of gold, please.
Just one. Now what's this one? She hops up
to
grab the treasure chest. Whoop, flips over. Weird glitch. I don't know what that's about.
You know she's got double D's under those clothes. It's the video game rule.
Well, I mean, video game developers like to keep things classy.
She is a video game character, and you know the rule of thumb. There is no such thing as a non-double D video game character. In fact, technically, there's no such thing as a non-double F. Well, we'll call it conservative and say double D is small.
Well, there are, but they're called men, so...
Yeah.
If we're talking about women, then yes, most video game developers...
I mean, if you look at Dead or Alive, oh my god, there's like nobody without a G cup. What the fuck?
And that includes the men.
You know, to me, there's a point when boobs become too big, and that's about the point when they can crush me. I don't want at that point.
No, with some characters, it's exaggerated to the point of almost self-parody. Like I don't realize if they recognize.
Oh, there was a game that the game comes to playing in which the characters literally had like boobs 5 times the size of them, each single boob. Like,
Yep.
it was ridiculous. And you had to grab the boob. You're like a little girl and you have like a weird demon hand. You have to like grab the boob and like flick it and twist it and then that makes them like fly away and like, it was a weird game.
Sounds like a classy game they're playing.
It was like on the PS1, I think.
When I'm just gonna go out on a limb and ask, was this a Japanese developer by any chance that made this game?
Oh, no question.
Stay classy, Japan. So on that note, we now have the wizard, who has just about zero combat abilities. Technically, he does have a few tricks up his sleeve, but nothing like that fireball spell that they keep referencing. He can make boxes. Ooh.
I have the power to make boxes!
And he
Can
can
you
also
make other stuff?
Well,
no,
eventually.
I've only
Eventually.
tried to make the boxes.
What about circles?
No, just boxes!
I'll come later.
Oh, I mean,
Later.
it's okay. Better if you can make other shapes.
It'd be nice. Yeah, that'll have
Want a
to
box or not?
For now, it's just boxes. He can also grab existing stuff and levitate them around and rotate them. That's kind of nice. But for now, all he can do is summon just one box. I tried to summon a second one, and it disappeared. So
Would it interest you more to know I could not only make the box, but turn it as well?
it's true. That's true. Look at that. Look at them rotation skills. God, he's good. Wish I could.
And he gets crushed by his own box.
The boxes actually, I don't think you can suffer any crushing deaths in this game. If I'm trying to think if there's any. I mean, if there's like a falling spike trap or something like that, those will hurt you. But just regular physics, I don't think you can get crushed. Now I think about it. To be honest,
You can crush your spirit.
you can crush your spirit, and I've had my spirit crushed, in a bevy of ways over various instances. But physics puzzles is definitely one significant portion of this game. Although the wizard doesn't have a lot of combat and he doesn't get quite as much screen time as the other two, he's still quite important. I almost find it kind of like a challenge to play this game as much as I can without using the wizard, because so much of his stuff kind of makes it too easy for getting across certain jumps or getting certain little experience bottles. I almost find it kind of a challenge to find ways to use the Thieves' Grappling Hook or throw stuff around with the Knights, some sort of way to not resort to use the wizard as the last choice. on
How
to
come he
solve
has a gray beard mustache, but he doesn't have an old man voice?
He's not all that old. I don't think he
Why
looks.
is his mustache gray then?
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. He doesn't sound weird. And
I love it. It's like, how old are you? I'm 100. I'm 1012. Really? You don't sound 1012. Oh, sure, 1012.
Well, yeah, he doesn't sound that old, and he keeps hitting on the thief. So, I mean, he might just be a creepy old guy, but I mean, it makes me think that he's not as old as he looks. And the knight.
Why is he fat ass? Why is he such a fat ass? You fat ass, go stop eating sheep, fat ass.
Well, as you'll see in the dialogue, the knight is definitely he's got heart. I'll say that much. He's got spirit.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got an artificial heart because he's so fat.
Oh, come on now, it's not nice. Everyone has feelings, even video game characters.
Fat ass.
But anyway, the knight is.
I kid.
He's definitely got
Go sit on someone, have some fun.
He's definitely got enthusiasm, but he's not the brightest.
Look at that, he broke the bridge.
He did, just by walking over it, because his armor is also...
That's about the last thing you want to have happen when you're just walking and you're like, well, I'm just gonna walk over this. Oh, no.
Thankfully, it doesn't happen too often in this game, but yes, there are instances where his weight can work against you.
It's gotta rock your confidence.
Not too much. Well, I don't want to spoil too much.
If you sat in a chair and it collapsed, how good would you feel?
I'd feel quite proud of myself. I'm a very small and light person in real life, so.
But then when you look down and you noticed you were 600 pounds, you probably wouldn't feel so good.
No, but after living my whole life as a short, small person, I would at least take some solace in going on the opposite side of the spectrum. Not intentionally, but I mean, it's better than.
What would you do if you woke up and all of a sudden you were the thin as paper, but 6 times as tall?
I'd probably go to the hospital.
How would you get out of the house?
I would crawl and roll and somersault and cry and lubricate myself with tears.
Okay.
Just like I do on Saturday nights, ladies. That being said, so that brings us to having all 3 characters present at once, and of course that's
grabbing the Trine.
That's the theory of what they're thinking this might be. Well, they don't know what it is that they're grabbing, but it turns out that yes, this thing that they're grabbing is called the Trine. And we learn more about its
I'm
origins.
smart and educated that I could figure that factoid out.
Yeah, we learn more about its origins and its purpose as the game
Was it made by Derek the Raving Mad?
I can't say I know who that is.
Oh.
Is that from another game, or something you just made up in your head?
Little of column A, none of column B.
Ah,
But reverse that.
oh, okay, I gotcha. So, in any case, that serves as kind of an introduction for those three characters. One thing I didn't mention, but we did see with those little green bottles, those are experience, because there is a leveling up, kind of an RPG portion of this game, not a whole lot. But after like 25 bottles of that, you can level up certain stats and abilities, and we'll see more of that once we get into, I think, the second video. But just a quick explanation to explain what those weird...
I really like this map, and I get the feeling that we're going to get to see a lot more of it.
Sort of. We'll definitely see traces. You can see a little red X down towards the center-ish, where that's the starting point, and we'll weave kind of around the general areas, and you can probably... It doesn't take long for you to figure out where we're heading. But in any case, that does it for Trine Part 1. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in Part 2.